What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to the Let's Play Corpse Party Book of Shadows. In the last episode, we started Chapter 8, Blood Drive, and we're setting off to look for the Shinozaki Estate. Haven't really had too much luck yet, though, so we're back on the road and see what we can do. So, let's hop back into it. Let's just try to find another house. There must be someone around here who will tell us what we need to know. What is this music going on in the background? Yeah, you'd think. Ah. What? Yikes, that old lady is still standing there, right inside the door. That's creepy. Oh god, you're right. Why is she still watching us? Let's go, okay? This is getting really creepy. Yeah, no kidding. She seemed like such a kind old woman, too, when she first answered the door, but now she just felt menacing. The sudden change was almost staggering. Watch that be the Shinozaki Estate. 6:30, huh? Yeah. We walked for quite a while after that. It's gotta be getting dark pretty soon. The fields and trees were becoming more plentiful, while houses were becoming a much rarer sight. The road's incline had gotten a lot steeper, too. You should probably start heading back soon. We were literally climbing a mountain now, and the likelihood of finding the house we sought, or any house at all, seemed to be lessening with every step. Agreed. Ah, car coming. Watch out, Nakashima. Thanks. We pushed ourselves against the guardrail and waited for the car approaching from behind to pass by before we continued our trek. But then... Did it stop? Hey, what are a couple of schoolgirls doing in a place like this? It's dangerous to be walking in the road, you know. The mini pickup pulled alongside us, and an older gentleman stuck his head out the window. He seemed like a sociable sort. I mean, so did the last lady. Just getting right to the point now, are you? We're actually looking for the Shinozaki residence. If you have any idea where that is. I love the accent they give him. Shinozaki. Ah, yeah, the old Shinozaki Estate. It's up that way, deep in the mountains. Just up ahead? Yep. Well, that's good. We've been going the right way after all. Jeez, I would have turned around by now. What? Yeah, but it's a ways in there. If Yins is walking, it's gonna take you a good long while. Don't know what business you got in a place like that, but hop in if you want. I'll take you up. Interesting. I'm not a fan of, well, trusting strangers. So, I wouldn't do this, but... I guess it is Japan, and it is rural Japan. The class rep and I looked at one another square in the eyes. He seemed a little shady, but it was getting pretty late, and as they say, beggars can't be choosers. We wouldn't get another opportunity like this. I don't know, but like, you're risking your life, really, so I would be a little bit choosier. So, we thanked the old man and got in his truck. Truck's supposed to be a 3-seater, but it's kind of crowded. Sorry about that. That's quite alright. We're very grateful. It just looks so odd to see this random guy with 2 schoolgirls. If we kept on walking, it would have been nighttime before we knew it. I mean, it's gonna be It's already past 6:30.
まあ、俺も今じゃ篠崎の家の方まではなかなか山上がらねえからな。
This Japanese is so much harder to understand. Oh my goodness. Well, I sure ain't got a lot of business up at the old Shinozaki Estate on the mountain these days. Why are you two looking to go up there anyway?
なんと言ったらいいのか、少し調べたいことがあって。
Well, I'm not really sure how to put it. Let's just say there's some information we're trying to find.
調べたいこと?
Information?
あそこに昔住んでいた篠崎義恵さんというお医者さんについてです。
About a nurse who used to live there for a long time. A woman named Yoshie Shinozaki.
あそこはまあ、自宅兼診療所でもあったから、昔はよく村人が通ってたもんだったがな。
Yeah, back in the day, it used to be a home run clinic, it did. Lots of people went up there all the time.
今はもう誰も近づかんし、どうなっとるかわからんよ。
Probably for the better. But nobody goes near it anymore and don't know what kind of shape it'll be in. Interesting. It's gonna be all spooky and worn down and everything.
この辺りからは管理もあまりされていないのか、道が悪くなってくる。
We just kept driving farther up the mountain path, and the higher we got, the rougher the ride became. Road maintenance was clearly not a priority here. I mean, it also gets used less and less the farther you get from the center. Wow. With 4 tires on 4 different elevations at any given point in time, the whole truck was being rocked to its core. Rocked to its core. Interesting. Ow. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Just glad I'm wearing my seatbelt. Everybody needs to wear your seatbelt. Lifesavers. This is quite the road, isn't it, mister? Yikes. The old man's driving was starting to frighten me. I could see Ayumi's head bouncing up and down, and it honestly felt like we were in a runaway vehicle. Mister, aren't you going a little fast? What was that? Yikes. Does not sound like a very pleasant ride, to say the least. I'm actually very choosy about who I actually let drive me places, because honestly, every single time you get in a car, you're entrusting the driver with your life. Given how easy it is to die in a car accident and how frequently car accidents occur, it's something really worth thinking about, at least in my opinion. My heart was beating a mile a minute. That was a person on the road, wasn't it? The class rep and I had both gone pale. We looked over at the old man. It's okay. Whatever it was, I didn't hit it. What? Believe me, you hit a person or an animal on the road, it makes a bigger noise than that. This is the part where I say, well, thanks for taking us so far, appreciate it, see you later. Person with experience hitting multiple things like animals or people. This old man seemed to have gone a little weird now as well, and much like the old woman in town, he started off so kind and helpful. Who was that? In the road? Dunno. Hey, end of the line. Can't go no farther by car. You're gonna have to hoof it. You going, or you want me to drive you back? At this point, like, you've gone to such great lengths to get there, but also it's borderline sundown. Like, how the heck are you gonna get back at any reasonable time if you're this far out? Like, you better turn back. Thanks very much, sir. Oh, really? That's a good point. Very good point. I was gonna say, it would definitely not look like a very doable trip back to the train station. I'll be waiting here for you. Just come back when you're done. I can't rightly leave two little girls out here by themselves, after all.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you for your consideration.
大丈夫、委員長。
Class rep, you okay? That was scary. Yeah, no kidding.
おかしな感じだったけど、でも待っててくれるってやっぱりいい人じゃないかな。
There was definitely something strange about him, but he did say he'll wait for us, so I think he's a good person where it counts.
そうだよね。
Yeah, I guess you're right.
すっかり日も傾いて夕暮れを過ぎていた。
The sun was setting rapidly in
傾斜にな
evening.
っているこの道の先
And
に
evening.
篠崎義恵の自宅、診療所があるという。
And evening was in full stride, and at the top of this uncompromisingly steep road sat Yoshie Shinozaki's home and clinic.
あ、
Can we get there already,
が
though?
見えてきた。あの上かな。
Oh, look, it plateaus up ahead. Is that the place?
いよいよね。
We finally made it. Yeah, it's about time. It's a long trip. Actually, now that I think about it, it's technically only been, what, like 2-3 hours since they got out of school. It's like less than an hour by train, and I mean, they said it's past 6:30 now. So I guess within reason, you could get back to the train station by 10 and maybe home by midnight. That's still not a very reasonable trip or travel time, though. Oh no, the music! The music, it's happening, guys! It's happening, guys! We're going back to Heavenly Host! Woo! Is this?
何もない。
There's nothing here.
私たちがたどり着いたそこは篠崎家の跡地だった。建物は取り壊されて完全に更地になっていた。
This had to be the place, the site of the Shinozaki Estate. But there was no house here anymore. The building was torn down. It was just an empty lot.
せっかくここまで来たのに。
And after, we came all this way, too.
あ、でも委員長、あそこに納屋。
Wait, hold up. Look over there. Is that a barn? That
どうしてこれ。
does not look stable. You're right. I wonder why this was spared. If the estate wasn't, that's probably where the incident occurred. I mean, from the first game, I thought it took place when in like their main home and she was like kicked down the stairs or something like that. But
更地の横には小さな納屋が残っていて、電灯のスイッチを入れるとまだ電気も通っていた。
it was a small barn on the edge of the property, and remarkably, when I flipped the light switch, the lights actually came on. It still had electricity. Nobody's been paying the bill for a while, though, so... Is this possible?
気持ち悪いね。
Yeah, it's kind of giving me the creeps. So is the music.
私たちは
At least it's
せ
there.
めてここに何かないかと納屋の中を調べてみた。
Despite our misgivings, we'd gone far outside our comfort zone to get here, so we set about searching this mysterious barn for any answers. I've mentioned this multiple times in some of my playthroughs, whether it's Ultra Spare Girls or this or something else. If you're making a mistake and you've been making that mistake for a long time, that is not a good justification to continue making that mistake. I wasn't expecting we'd actually have the chance to do, like, gameplay. Wow. So, looks like there's some stuff over there and some stuff over here. Interesting. Let's take a look at this box first. There's a mess of old cardboard boxes here, along with a rusted toolbox and a number of other odds and ends. There doesn't seem to be anything particularly useful on, or among any of them, however.
段ボールに篠崎1って書いてあるね。
Hey, look, this box has Shinozaki 1 written on it.
本当だ。じゃあやっぱりここが元篠崎義恵の家だったことは確かみたいだね。
You're right, I guess that means this really was Yoshie Shinozaki's house at some point. Okay. How about here? It's an old worn-out blanket that someone seems to have left here.
家のない人がここで暖を取っているのかもしれないね。
Somebody from the outside must have sought shelter in here at some point.
そっか。風が避けられるだけでも全然違うものね。冷えてきたね、やっぱり日が落ちると。
Oh yeah, maybe. I guess just getting out of the wind isn't always enough, and it is starting to get kind of cold in here with the sun down. I feel like they're gonna get trapped or something. It's a hemp sack that's filled to the brim with some kind of grain, probably feed for farm animals.
鶏とか飼っていたのかな。
Guess they had chickens or something here. Okay, what about over here? It's a large drum that seems to have once been used for burning waste products.
中は鈴と灰だらけだね。何を燃やしていたんだろう。
Nothing but soot and ash inside. I wonder what was burned in here.
なんだろうね。見た感じ、ただの灰だと思うけれど。
I don't know, looks like plain old ash to me, but it could have been anything. And that's everything we could investigate.
二人で数十分の間、床の下や天井の木目まで調べてみたけれど。
We spent another half hour or so rifling through the barn from floor to ceiling, looking for anything we could possibly find that might help us. Not finding much, it seems.
篠崎義恵や幸子に関する資料は。
But at this point,
そうね。
it's got to be like 7:30 or 8. Given it was like 6:30 when they got picked up by the truck, and then the truck ride, and then getting here, and then at least half an hour. I don't see a single thing in here that sheds any light on Yoshie or Sachiko Shinozaki at all.
それにかなり暗くなってきたよ。おじさんも待たせてるし。
I don't know if he's still gonna be there. It's full on night outside too, and we've kept that poor old man waiting long enough.
せっかく来たのに心残りだったけれど、仕方なく今日は戻ることに決めた。
It seemed like a waste to leave here empty-handed, but we'd done all we could. For today, at least, it was time to start heading home. I feel like it's already so late that they wouldn't, like, the thought of even going home at this point wouldn't even cross my mind. I would start thinking, where am I going to spend the night, given I'm not going to get all the way home tonight?
納屋しか残ってないなんてね。
Can't believe all that's left is a barn. But did you see the trap door in the floor?
明日もっと早い時間にまた来ようよ。付近の人たちの話も聞いてみたいし。
We should come back tomorrow a little earlier. I'd like to try talking to more of the locals. You want to come back tomorrow? You should have just planned an earlier trip before.
そうだね。
Sounds like a plan. Felt like the sun had been setting forever, but now it was nowhere in sight. The wooded mountains all around us were cloaked in a veil of darkness. You see Slender in the back? There weren't any lights to help guide our path either, so we really couldn't see where we were going.
暗いね。来た道、こっちで合ってたっけ？
Oh no. Man, it's dark. Was this the way we came?
さっきの車道に出なきゃね。
Is this like the only wrong ending you can get, just lost in the forest?
来た時まっすぐ歩いただけだったし。あ、見て、委員長。
We need to find our way back to the road. I think that's it, though, since I remember just walking straight toward the barn. Ah, class rep, look!
木々に囲まれた林の向こうに小さくトラックの車内灯が見えた。
Oh, cool. I'm surprised he's still there. Nestled among the branches just beyond a small grove of trees, the inside lights of the tiny truck shone like a beacon in the night. That said, if there is any skepticism involved, you are more susceptible to this man and whatever he potentially wants to do because it is now night, and he knows you're probably alone here.
あれ、おじさんの車だよね。
It's the old man's truck.
来た。よかった、迷わなくて。森で遭難とかしたら大変だからね。
Yeah, it has to be. Thank goodness, I didn't much like the idea of getting stranded in the woods. Maybe you shouldn't have gone into them when it was getting dark.
今日は不思議な充実感があった。家で何もできずに落ち込んでいるよりずっといい。
There was something oddly fulfilling about getting out and actually doing something. Success or no, it felt so much more fruitful than moping about at home. I mean, there's a lot to say about that. Actually making an effort to get something done is better than not trying at all, even if you don't
目的でも
succeed.
構わない。毎日少しでも前進していれば必ず。希望と少し違っても近いところへは行けているはずだよね。
I didn't care if this was a fool's errand. As long as I just kept looking, day after day, I felt like I could move on. It wasn't hope, it was purpose.
聖子が教えてくれた言葉だ。
Seiko taught me that. Aww.
お待たせしました、おじさん。
Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? Uh-oh. He's not in there, but the car? Wait, where's the old man?
待たせすぎちゃったかな。寒いし、ひょっとしたらあれかも。
Maybe we were gone too long for him. I mean, it is cold, but maybe he had to, maybe he went to, pee in the woods or something like that. But, so maybe, chill for a good 5 minutes. But it would be very off-putting slash unsettling to come back to a running car with lights on that had a man that you were relying on to get back that has suddenly disappeared in the middle of nowhere. She began scratching her head and blushing a bit, clearly embarrassed at the suggestion.
そっか。まあエンジンかかってるし、すぐ戻ってきてくれるよね。
Oh, yeah, maybe. Well, he left the engine running, so he should be back soon. Let's just wait for him. Good plan.
寒くて私もお腹冷えてきちゃったよ。中で待たせてもらわない？
It's so chilly out here, though. My stomach's freezing. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if we waited inside the truck, right? No, probably not.
そうだね。開く？
That's true. Okay, then, class reps first. Huh? It's locked.
ダメだわ。ロックかかってる。
No good. It's locked. I mean, it is running car. It would make sense. Well, wait a minute. How did you lock the car if it's running? That's not good.
しょうがないね。外で待ってよ。
Well, that sucks. Guess we don't have much choice. Let's just wait out here and hope that this man has 2 sets of keys. It's so cold outside. What time is it anyway?
8時17分。寒いわけだよ。
8:17. About the right time for cold night air, really.
おじさん帰ってこないね。どうしよっか。
The old man's not coming back, is he? So what do we do? Not just what do you do, but why isn't the old man coming back? Why wouldn't he come back to a running truck, right?
歩いて下山するには距離がありすぎると思うけれど。
It was so dark we couldn't even see the road, and climbing all the way back down would require far more of a hike than we were prepared for. Yeah, you didn't really prepare very well, in my opinion. Start walking anyway, or think of something else. We will definitely think... I didn't even know... I don't think there's a wrong ending. We're gonna save, just for the sake of if there is a wrong ending. But I didn't think there was multiple endings for this chapter. Man, Corpse Party really make me think. We're definitely gonna think of something else. Not a big fan of this whole walking in the dark thing. I noticed this when we were in the truck coming up here, but there are an awful lot of spots along the road where the guardrail is out. There were indeed. I could easily imagine being blissfully unaware that we were near the edge of the road, then slipping and falling down the mountain. And since there are no lights, walking seems pretty dangerous, don't you think?
だね。もう少し待とっか。おじさん、あれしに行ったのなら、すぐ戻ってきてくれるよ。
You have a point. We should probably just keep waiting. If the old man is off doing his business, then he'll probably be back any minute anyway.
寒いけど、待ってよ。
Yeah, it is cold, but I say we wait. I mean, at this point, you're not going to make it back before the last train runs.
だけど、さらに30分が経過しても、おじさんは
Seriously.
帰ってこなかった。
So we waited, and eventually a half hour had passed, still with no sign of the old man's return. That's the point where you break into the car.
おじさん、どこ行ったのかな？全然戻ってきてくれない。
Where on earth could he be? I don't think he's coming back. Agreed. But he even left the engine running. I feel like he was forcibly removed from the car or something like that.
アイドリングの音だけが響き渡っていた。
The only sound either of us could hear in this dense, dark forest was that of the truck's engine idling away.
どうしよう。このまま私たち帰れなくなったりして。
So what do we do? At this rate, we'll never get home. I mean, at this point, I would have said like an hour or two ago, you should have started thinking about where you're going to stay the night because you're not getting home in time.
これじゃあ連絡もできないわね。
Phone's out of range, so we can't call anybody. Yikes.
こうなったら仕方がないか。中島さん、一度この坂の上の納屋に戻らない？
Whew.
ここ電灯もついたし。
I guess our only choice is... Nakashima, what do you think about returning that barn? I mean, it's got light at least. Ooh, I don't know if I like that idea. I much rather the idea of breaking into the truck, if possible at least. Or hopping in the, the back half of the truck and maybe as uncomfortable as it is cuddling up there and staying warm until it's light out.
納屋に
Why the barn?
歩いて降りられないなら朝までちゃんと休める場所にいた方がいいと思う。
Well, if we can't get back down the mountain tonight, we should at least take shelter and rest until morning, don't you think?
ここよりは安全だと思うし。
It just seems safer than staying here. Yeah, I mean, that's also a fair point. I think another thing to consider is if you are going to stay out here tonight, I would maybe pick like a couple trees or something away from the truck and maybe chill behind there or something like that, or take turns sleeping and then having one person on watch. Because if that truck, or if anyone is going to come, it's going, or if anything, whether good or bad thing is going to come, it's going to come to that truck because the noise, the light, it's going to attract all of the attention. So in the case that that is a negative thing you don't want to attract the attention of, you certainly don't want to be in the truck for it.
一晩過ごすのか。
So we're going to spend the night?
こんな真っ暗な山奥で朝までなんてゾッとするけれど、もう他の選択肢がない現状では。
Yep. I shuddered at the thought of spending the whole night on this cold, dark mountain, but she was right. We really didn't have much of a choice.
事前の策を取っていくしかないのは最もだとも思う。だけど
I agreed with her that this was the only real course of action that made sense, but
安全って
safer than staying here?
この道路というかこの山全体だけどすごく嫌な感じがするの。
Yeah, I just get a bad feeling from this road. Or from this whole mountain, really. But you're not saying you get a bad feeling from the Shinozaki Estate's barn?
得体の知れない気配というか、ちゃんと明かりのつく夜風の避けられる場所に身を寄せるべきだよ。
It's like there's some kind of presence, and our best bet for dealing with it is to go someplace well lit and get out of the elements.
得体の知れない気配？それは恐ろしいこと？
You feel a presence? Is it something we should be afraid of? Probably. Probably.
違うもののような、一つのような、たくさんのような。
I don't know. I'm not even sure if it's a person or something else. And it could be one presence or many.
ただ言えるのは、じっと今も見られているってこと。
Oh no. All I can really say is that we're being watched. Yikes. What a pleasant sensation.
わかった。じゃあ急ごう。納屋の方に行こう。
Okay, then let's hurry up and get back to that barn.
八方塞がりになってしまった私たちは仕方なく道路を後にして舗装されていない道を登ってさっきの納屋を目指すことにした。
Finding ourselves left with no other choice, we put the road behind us and began walking up the dirt path leading back to the Shinozaki family's barn.
ところが
However, you got lost in the woods on the way there?
ねえ委員長、
That is a
こんなに
creepy
離れて
looking
いたっけ
forest.
納屋。
Was the barn this far from the road before?
おかしい。おかしいよ。いつの間にか道もなくなっちゃってる。
This is weird. It's really weird. It's like the road leading to it just up and vanished.
こんなことって。
Does this mean we're...
待って、一人で行かないで。
Wait, don't wander off. Yeah, please do not split up, guys. Like, that's Corpse Party lesson number 1. Do not split up.
ごめん。ねえ、一旦戻りましょう。まっすぐ引き返すの。
Sorry, come on, let's try retracing our steps. We'll just turn around and go back the way we came.
そうだね。
Sounds good to me. Yikes. This does not sound good to me. Not one bit. Getting awfully tired.
こっちで合ってる？そろそろ車道の方に出るはずじゃない？
We are going the right way, aren't we? Shouldn't we be seeing the road soon? Probably. At this point, I would say let's try and stay up all night so that we don't die in the middle of this forest.
ここ。
Where are we?
嘘でしょ？迷っちゃった。森の中で。
Oh god, no. We're lost. We're lost in the middle of the forest. What is this music? Oh, that's getting me on edge. That is getting me on edge. What?
気がつくと私たちは針葉樹林の立ち並ぶ深く暗い森の中にいた。
Yes, we were definitely lost. There were literally nothing but coniferous trees as far as the eye could see. In every direction, dark, looming trees.
細くて背の高い木々が影となって周りを取り囲んでいて、ほんの少し先も見渡せない。
Their tall, thin, one might even say slender forms were casting a web of shadows all along the mountainside, obscuring our vision of anything at all outside our immediate surroundings. I guess real quick, little plug for my own playthrough of Slender. I played Slender for the very first time in the dark and recorded it, and probably 4 years ago or something on my channel. Would recommend looking up. It's a great
委員
experience.
長、携帯のコンパスは？
Don't you have a compass on your phone?
ダメ。これも GPS 使ってるもの。
Really? Yeah, but it won't work. It uses GPS.
そうなの。
Oh, it does?
なんで位置情報取れないの？もうこんな時こそ使いなさいよ。
Why can't this stupid thing get any location data? God, what good is it if it craps out on me when I need it the most? Huh? Land of living. Oh no. Oh no. I don't care which direction you go. You guys better start running. Did you just hear a voice?
聞き取れなかったけど、人の声っぽかった。何か木のきしみとかかもしれないけど。
I couldn't make out what it was saying, but yeah, that sounded like a person. Maybe it was just the wind in the trees, though.
とにかく森を出なきゃ。こういう時どうすればいいのかな。闇雲に動いたら遭難する？
At any rate, we need to find our way off this mountain. Do you have any ideas? I mean, we shouldn't just wander aimlessly.
そうね。山で迷子になったら確か。
That's true. If we got lost in the mountains, I would say, find something you can use to mark the trees and create some sort of a path. Kind of like make a small sort of like circular shape or a square and then slowly expand that square. It's really difficult to convey with words, but if any of you are familiar with like the golden spiral, as like a kind of like a shape or a graph, kind of like working your way outwards in a spiral fashion, working or like marking the trees at the points at which you like primarily turn to let yourself know like that you're getting progressively further out, like radius wise or radially from your original start point. I think that's what I would try to do.
低い方に向かって歩いちゃダメって聞いたわ。
They say you should never head toward low ground. I think that's a good point. You're unlikely to find a vantage point, obviously, in a valley, and you're more likely to be trapped in a valley.
知らなかった。
I didn't know that.
そもそもこんな真っ暗な夜なら動かずに休んだ方がいいんだろうけど、テントもないし寒いしね。二人くっついてればなんとかなるかな。
The best course of action is probably just to stay in place and wait for daybreak, but it's cold, and we have no tent. Maybe if we huddled together?
うん。でもさ、まだ歩く元気あるし、もう少しだけ動いてみない？車道の近くに行けたら、おじさんの車の明かりが見えると思うんだ。
That's fine, but I'm good to walk at least a little longer, so how about we keep at it for a bit? If we get near enough to the road, we might see the truck.
そうね。
Okay. And so...
あの木の感じ、さっきも見たような気がするんだけど。
I swear we've walked right by those trees already.
同じとこぐるぐる回ったりしてないよね。
But there's no way we can be walking in circles, is there?
山の中の風景はどこも似たり寄ったりで、 自分たちがちゃんと移動できているのかも不安になる。
Everything looked the same up here, no matter where we went. We both began to wonder if we were making any progress at all. And we're going to find out if they are making any progress at all in the next episode. I hope you guys have been enjoying this one. This episode has been good. I'm liking the, delving into a sort of creepy atmosphere, getting lost in the woods, this mysterious disappearance of this old man. Everybody seems to get a little bit off, just like kind of weird, strange after this nice front, and it's all probably related to this cursed Shinozaki Estate that we visited and are trying to find again. We've got this ghost that's saying, land of the living in the background, and it's not looking too bright, literally and figuratively, for Naomi and Shinozaki right now. So, yeah, I'm, hoping for the best, but of course, we'll find out what does happen. Well, potentially. I don't know how long this chapter is or anything like that. In the next episode. I hope you guys are looking forward to it just as much as I am. But until then, this is Moon Knight Zero, and this mission is complete.